This week on Kentucky Afield, deep fried catfish. We'll show you how to catch them, but you've got to do the rest yourself.
Look at the belly on that fish.
Next, bald eagles are making a comeback. Let's see one of the ways that the department is making an uplifting impact. Then, the weather is nice and the water is perfect. It's time for some kayak fishing. It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb loaded with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl.
Yeah, boy. That's a big rabbit.
Nice job. Yes! Yes! My first muskie. Mercy Leo!
Yeah, look at it. It's a keeper.
Here it goes! Boom!
Wow, that happened fast.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. Catfishing can be a lot of fun, and sometimes the best bait is whatever the river gives you. So Jim, I think this is the fourth show that you and I have done together, and I never know what we're going to fish for. I always just say, hey, what would you fish for today? And today you said catfish.
Catfish. Go ahead.
Hop in?
Yeah.
All right. What are you predominantly catching? Are we looking at blues, channel cat? Blues,
yeah,
okay.
Target blues mostly.
And blue catfish, for a lot of people don't know, that they get really big.
Yep.
They can get really, really
They
big.
can.
What do you catch down
Might
here? I mean,
get
they range
lucky.
from 2 pounds to 50?
2 to 5, you know, is our good eater fish, and then, you know, 10 to 50 pound is not uncommon. So,
What's the biggest one you've seen caught down here in the river?
biggest we've had a fella catch one weighed 80.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Had a
yeah.
lady catch one this spring that's 50. So,
Wow.
And I'm watching for bait now.
Okay.
Looking for floater Asian carp.
Oh, okay.
So,
What does that tell you?
just easy to get an easy bait. Just go pick it up
Oh,
off top of
yeah, I
water, you know.
gotcha.
That one's a little bit too done.
This is not the first time that you and I went out and you just adapted because you assume that the fish have adapted their feeding and they're eating Asian carp.
Yes,
So you fish with Asian carp quite a bit, don't you?
quite often, yeah.
Man, we got shark in here? No, no, that's what you're talking about, coming to the turbines right there.
Yes.
It just took the head right off. And I'll tell you one thing, that's about as fresh as it gets. That's a perfect one right there now.
I can tell you 2/0 circle hook and catch just about any fish in the river, you know.
There's a lot of strength in that right there.
Yeah.
It's a lot stronger than your line.
Yep. Set your drag right and take your time. This is our 3-way rig that I use for 90% of my striper fishing and catfish. Our old buddy Hope Carlton.
Oh yeah.
Remember old Hope? This is the rig that he used to use.
You can tell these are hands that have tied many of these knots. You do it so quick and fast.
Tie them in my sleep. My wife has to wear a shower cap to bed at night.
You started braiding her hair?
I do. I tie her, had her hair in knots so much, just started wearing a shower cap. So. This is what the loop is for. You can change the size of your weight really easy.
Yeah. Go all the way to the bottom and then pull it up a couple cranks, and that's where we're going to reside, right?
Yes.
You
me
tell
get
me,
in.
you tell me when and where, and we'll make it happen.
In the spot here, you gotta be lined up just right, you know. Catfish do suspend more often than what you realize.
Blues are notorious for that, aren't they?
Yes, very much so. Don't set the hook.
Yeah. Don't set the hook.
Not hard. Just pull on him.
When did you discover that these air bladders were pretty good bait.
Just start trying things, you
Yeah,
know.
oh yeah. You know, anytime you can find something that there's an abundance of that's easy to get, then it makes good bait. That's makes your life easier, huh? Look,
Yep.
there we go.
Put that on there. You got one too, look at here.
Look at there. What do you know? I was just about ready to reel this thing up because I did not want to get wrapped up in you.
No.
Now, who's gonna net it?
Oh, we'll figure it out.
No, that is a perfect size blue catfish. What do you think weighs about 5 pounds or better?
I'd say close to 5. A little better fish than mine.
You think these things aren't eating well? Look at the belly on that fish. We've had a line in the water for about
It's been a while.
6 minutes. This rate will sink the boat in about an hour and a half.
That sounds good to me. Fishing's fun, but there's got to be a little catching involved, you know.
I've never had to have much patience when I come with you.
You try a bait and you don't get many bites or whatever, kind of slow, change baits. Finally
There
got
you
another
go.
fish.
Grab that net.
That's okay.
You don't think it's
Nah.
need a net?
We'll just pick him up. We can catch another
How does that fish there bite?
with his mouth.
With his lips, huh? You know,
He bounced around there a little bit.
we did get a bite on that new secret bait you got there.
Yeah.
Here we go. This technique today that you've decided to go with is just use for bait whatever the river gives us.
Right.
Let's do it.
Probably don't really want to know what he's saying.
No, probably not.
All we need is more of them.
Well, I'm having a blast.
Feels like a channel cat.
A little bit of shake there.
It is a channel cat.
There you go. Man calls it off of the head shake. He knew what he had. Now what, as far as just table fare, which one do you prefer?
Blues are hard to beat, but they're good also.
This is a pretty good one right here. He's got me doubled over.
You lose that fish, I'm just gonna push you in.
Yeah, I deserve it.
Get out.
He didn't break that, he just come off. I was actually sitting there loosening the drag or getting ready. Wait a minute.
Okay, Whew. That's better.
What, now, I don't know what happened there. Jim, that's a pretty solid fish.
That's pretty nice.
That is a pretty good fish right there. Oh, let me get him a little bit closer. There you go. Thank you, man. That's a pretty good fish. I don't know what that fish did. He just made a burst up, and I lost contact with him. This is a good fish. I think we'll probably turn this one loose. What do you think?
I think so.
And that's what it's all about. Take what you need, put some back, and come back another day and catch them again. That's the best way to do it.
Yep.
That's a big. Look at he broke his fin off. He lost his handle. That fish is probably 30-something inches long and fat and thick and strong.
You got another?
We got a double on. This right here is why you come out here and fish below the dam. You didn't even have to bring bait. You just picked up what the river gave you, and lo and behold, it's our second double of the day. You got you a blue there. And for someone who says that likes to catfish and says, man, I can't believe you're taking a couple of these. You're a man that makes your living off coming down here and putting people on catfish. Taking a mess home for the fryer every now and then is not gonna hurt a thing, is it?
Not at all. Not at all.
Again, couldn't be any fatter. Belly's about to burst, it's so fat. Well, thanks again. It's always a blast.
Thank you.
You're a lot of fun to be out here in the boat with, that's for sure. We only had to go a half a mile and caught all we wanted and had to come back. The cooler's completely full.
Yeah. Now we gotta clean them.
Now we gotta clean them. Covering parts of Spencer, Anderson, and Nelson counties, Taylorsville Lake Wildlife Management Area is located within a 40-minute drive from downtown Louisville and an hour's drive from Lexington, Kentucky. The WMA consists of shoreline surrounding Taylorsville Lake, and it can be accessed from Kentucky 44 and Kentucky 248 east of Taylorsville. Taylorsville Lake WMA consists of 9,418 acres of land and just over 3,000 acres of water in the lake itself. This WMA provides an amazing variety of habitats from hilly to gently sloping woodland terrain with open ridge tops as well as flat river bottoms and steep hillsides. Taylorsville Lake WMA offers a variety of hunting opportunities such as deer, turkey, squirrel, rabbit, upland game, and waterfowl. Several fields are prepared for doves, which numerous hunters enjoy in early September. Also, the WMA offers mobility impaired access to permit holders in designated areas. Before hunting on this WMA, please pay close attention to the maps for the no hunting areas. When it comes to fishing, largemouth bass and crappie are the most popular sought-after fish species on Taylorsville Lake. Additionally, hybrid striped bass, white bass, blue catfish, channel catfish, and sawguy are also very popular at Taylorsville Lake. Taylorsville Lake WMA is one of our WMAs that offer both an archery and a rifle shooting range. So if you're just shooting for fun, or if you need to set up a bow or a rifle for hunting, then take advantage of these ranges. If you're into wildlife watching, you may see muskrats, otters, beavers, turtles, herons, egrets, and even bald eagles, and there are a myriad of songbirds and small mammals. Remember that wildlife management area users must abide by Kentucky hunting, trapping, and fishing regulations. Also keep in mind that regulations on WMAs often differ from the statewide regulations, so be sure you review the hunting guide or website for the specific WMA that you're hunting. For more information about this WMA, then visit our website at fw.ky.gov or call 1-800-858-1549. Right now, Kentucky has more nesting pairs of bald eagles than ever recorded. And how do we know this? Well, take a look.
Well, I hope the weather holds.
Yep, the weather looks good for today. It's going to be a great day to go look for eagles.
So I'm here with Kate Slankert, avian biologist. And we've had you on the show several times, but today it's about bald eagles. Tell me a little bit about what we did today.
We just completed our helicopter survey for bald eagles. This is a really efficient way for us to look for eagle nests, and we fly most of the western part of the state where our eagle nests are most dense, and basically have our annual count that way.
The annual count, what are you counting? You're counting not birds, but actual nest sites, right?
Right, we're looking for active nests, and so a nest is active if it has adult eagles at it. And we basically look at the locations that we knew eagles nested the year before, and while we're out doing that, we're looking for new locations as well.
All right, clear out the right, clear out the left. Ready to start, everybody ready?
Ready.
Okay, here we go.
So how are the eagles doing in the state of Kentucky?
They're doing great. In 1986, we had our first nest. There was many, many years where we didn't have any eagles nesting in Kentucky. And then about when I started my job in 2007, we had 50 or so nests. And last year we counted 176 nests statewide. They're doing really good.
Wow.
Almost 5 miles up there, so we're doing good.
Yeah. I get phone calls from people and they say, do you know we have bald eagles in Kentucky? And I say, well, yeah, look up more often. If you're out on the water, you can see bald eagles quite easily nowadays.
So you probably still want an individual, if they have a piece of property or they come by a bald eagle's nest and they're sure, hey, that's a bald eagle's nest, you probably still want them to call you and let you know.
Yeah, we still keep track of each nest statewide. And sometimes folks get afraid to call us and let us know they have an eagle nest. They feel like we're going to come shut their farm down or something like that. You know, nowadays it's really not a big deal to have an eagle nest on your property. The birds do fine with activities that were going on before they were there. We're not going to stop you from planting your corn or things like that. And so don't be afraid to call us and let us know if you have an eagle nest so we can monitor it.
We're over Elkhorn Creek looking for an eagle nest that somebody called in. This would be a new one. To know of one up the river a little ways, but we think the birds may have moved over here.
And this is a great time of year to do it because the canopy is not filled in on the trees yet. You can really see down, and this is the time they have their eggs, correct?
Right, yeah, we plant it before the leaves are on the trees, easier to see the nest that way, and most of their birds are sitting on eggs right now.
You're not counting eggs or eaglets, it's all about active nests, and you know about how many eggs are going to be produced and how many will actually make it to adulthood, right?
Usually eagles will lay 1 to 3 eggs, and their nesting season starts usually in February, and the chicks will fledge in May or June.
So what type of food source do eagles predominantly use?
They eat mostly fish, but they'll also eat waterfowl, roadkill, rabbits, turtles, you know, anything they can get their talons on. But they mostly nest close to water because fish are a big food source for them.
I see a nest out here. It doesn't quite look big enough for an eagle nest, but...
Okay, got it, about 10:30.
So either eagles have started building a nest here, or that may be a hawk nest, but let's grab a coordinate for it.
Okay.
We take coordinates for each nest and we keep a database, and so that way we can keep an eye on them from year to year and see how they're doing. We mark them from the helicopter so we can get exact coordinates.
But if you see a bald eagle, don't necessarily need to call the department anymore.
Right.
There's enough bald eagles that you get calls every day, I'm guessing, saying, hey, saw a bald eagle.
Yeah, we have the fortunate problem where there's just too many birds to keep track of anymore, and so we do not keep track of just where an eagle is seen, and we really only need to be called if you find a nest.
Most of the time, eagles will use the same nest year after year, and a lot of times they'll be sitting in the same nest, but if that nest got blown out in a storm or something like that, then we look for a new one. Sometimes we'll just spot nests in between points too, so I'm always looking.
The bald eagle at one point in time was endangered.
Right.
And it's studies like this that actually took the bald eagle off the endangered list, right? Because we know we have a thriving population.
Exactly, and so we're monitoring them to make sure that they aren't going to become endangered again. This is part of the post-delisting endangered species monitoring. And then also because they're such a good indicator of environmental quality. So, for instance, bald eagles declined in the past because DDT was an issue. And this way, when we keep track of nest numbers, we can make sure there's not another issue like that out in the environment.
Okay, it's right out the left window, that big sycamore tree. It's got a bird on it. Looks like it's sitting on eggs. Pretty good sized nest, not as big as some of them we see. This is one of several we have on the Kentucky River. See, she's got plenty of room in that nest for chicks. Eagle chicks are big, so that's why the nests have to be so big. Those chicks need room to grow up. See, the nest is made of sticks. The inside of the nest is oftentimes grass, straw. Sometimes they'll even pick up things like old corn cobs and shucks out of the fields. Anything soft for bedding for the chicks. Okay, so she's incubating. Say she, but actually it could be a he. Both male and female bald eagles will incubate. Female does a little bit more incubation than the male, though. But what we're looking for is the behavior in the bird. This bird's sitting really tight to the eggs. The eggs would have hatched, and if there were small chicks there, the bird would be sitting up a little bit more and often putting its head down to feed the young. So the bird's clearly sitting on eggs still. Probably laid these eggs in February, maybe early March. That's a pretty typical timeline for central Kentucky.
So the long-term prognosis for bald eagles, I'm assuming they're just going to continue to grow, right?
Yeah, they're going to continue to do well, hopefully, and you know, at some point we may find that we've kind of hit a carrying capacity or as many eagles as we can fit in the state, but I don't think we're close to that. I think we've got plenty of room for growth still.
Well, as an avian biologist that gets to work with birds of prey, and especially eagles, you may have the coolest job in the state.
I think so.
Well, thanks for everything you do.
Thanks for having me.
If you live in the state of Kentucky, you're probably not far from a place that you can go kayak fishing, and the time to go is now. So Chelsea, the water is a little faster than I normally like to fish it, but I think we can catch a fish or two.
Yeah, it's a bit higher than I'm used to.
But, you know, we've had so much rain. I haven't got a chance to get out on the creek yet this year, and you know, it's pretty out. The time is right. We're gonna make the best of it.
We won't have to worry about it dragging on the bottom at all, though, having to get
No, we won't be portaging very much at all. That's for sure. All right, you want to get loaded up? I'll get you pushed
right.
out. Look at here. Look at that, already.
You got one?
Oh, well, that was perfect. Nice little smallmouth bass on about my second or third cast.
He's got one.
Here we go. Here we go. Another smallmouth. Man, look at the color of that fish. The thing has got more green in it than
I just had one too.
Oh, did you? Must
Yeah,
be
it
a
just came
school
off.
of them in here. This fish has got so much green color and so much black on the belly. Too bad he's only about 9 inches long, but what a pretty, pretty fish.
So that's 3 for you now?
I think so, yeah.
I gotta play catch up.
So Chelsea, you're actually raised not far from where we're at right now, right?
Yeah, kind of a couple miles down the road, and I've been out on this creek quite a bit in the past few years, and done the Canoe Kentucky trip several times with my dad and my boyfriend.
But you're not only into fishing, you do a lot of hunting as well, right?
Oh yeah, this past summer, well not summer, I guess it was in the fall, I got my first buck with a bow. So I was pretty excited about that, and I was by myself, did it all, and I felt pretty proud of myself.
You know what, that is really cool. What would you say if someone said, oh, that's not for me, you know, I'm more of a girly girl, outdoors, you know, not something that I'm much interested in. What would you say to a person like that?
Well, I would say that they are definitely missing out on a lot. I just enjoy being outside, so I, encourage other people to get out and get moving, and you just never know what you're gonna see. You know, any chance I get to just be outside and see something pretty and take pictures and just, enjoy it, take it all in, it's a good day for me.
Here we go. Uh-oh, that one there took a ride.
All right.
We're both throwing little swim baits. We tried some little jigs earlier. You're throwing a little swim bait. It's a Charlie Brewer slider grub. You know what, it's probably one of the very first swim baits ever made, and they still work for just about all species of fish.
Yeah.
I'm throwing one that's got a little more ribs to it. This is a Kayak, and they make them in all sizes. Uh-oh.
That one. This is a little bit of a bigger one.
That's a nice fish you got right there. Trying to get you out there in the current.
I know, I hope I can get this one in.
I can see it going up the stream. That's a good fish,
Ooh.
Look at there.
All right. Oh!
Oh, right there. That's a good
Man,
fish, Chelsea.
This has happened all day long so far. Every one of them.
You've had the second one jump off, but that's okay. Hey, you know what? We're out here, that was a smallmouth. We're turning them all loose, so
Yeah.
you know what? Quick release, get you back out there fishing again. So today's your birthday,
It is.
and when did you know you were coming on this fishing trip?
Probably, I guess it was about 10 o'clock.
I think I called you about 9, and by 10:15, we were on the water fishing.
Yep.
Sometimes you just gotta make getting out on the water a priority. Oh, this dog here wants to say hello.
That dog is just going on an adventure. Finally got one.
Nice. Is it a smallmouth?
Yep.
There you go.
Right back there in that little hole close to the bank. Little bitty fella. Got another one. Oh, this is a nice one. This one's fighting me pretty hard. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish. Get him in here.
Man, that looks like a nice one.
And I've been getting these bites just right up real close to the bank, and I casted right in front of this tree right here.
Looks like a good one.
Yeah, it's a nice one. All right.
I think we're gonna have to give that dog a ride back to Canoe, Kentucky.
Yeah, I'd say he's gonna be pretty worn out by the time he's done following us.
That thing has made almost the entire trip.
Yeah,
Well, Chelsea, I hear and see 127. That means we're about to the end of this float.
we're almost there.
Hey, it was a great time. I appreciate you coming out and doing this today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, hey, let's do it again, and happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. It's been an awesome day.
Most people consider Memorial Day the official start to the boating season. Take this time to make sure your boat is safe and ready. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.